This is Nightbird Tarot. I'm here to do your daily collective messages for each day for the week of November 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So we're going to do 5 cards for each sign. So I'll start with Aries and work all the way to Pisces. I'll pull 1 card per day to get an overall feeling for each individual sign. I will link the timestamps for each individual sign in the comment section like I have done before. You guys have really liked these readings, so I'm going to do them again for the week. So we'll be doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 5 cards from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th for each zodiac sign. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll call in spirit and see what we see. If you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want. And please give me a thumbs up if this resonates with you. Let's start with Aries. Okay, Aries, let's see what the week is in store for you. Angels, guides, ancestors. Most important message for the sign of Aries for the week of November 3rd through the 7th, please. Most important messages for the sign of Aries for Monday, please. We have the Queen of Wands. For Tuesday, we have the Star card. For Wednesday, for Aries, we have the Queen of Cups. For Thursday, for Aries, please. We have the Six of Pentacles. And for Friday, for Aries, please. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse position for the overall feeling for the week. Okay. So with the Ace of Wands being the overall feeling for the week here, it being reversed, you may be feeling like a loss of energy of some sort this week, Aries. You may feel tired. You may feel like you need to sleep in a little bit more. That's the overall feeling I have for you for this week. There's just a loss of energy of some sort. Perhaps you've been burning the candle at both ends a little bit too much and needing to retreat and regenerate that energy. I'm drinking my coffee here. So yes, I'm definitely seeing like, you know, some type of like really needing some rest here as a loss of energy. For Monday, we have the Queen of Wands here. The first thing I thought of when this first card came out was Monday, you're happy to be beating the drum of your life. In other words, like you may do things a little bit different than other people. What is the phrase? And I thought of it before, and now I can't think of it. You beat the drum as you are your own character. I can't think of the saying here. But what it is you're basically... now that's killing me because I just had it. Spirit said it and I can't think of what Spirit said. But you're very happy to be an individual. In other words, you are very happy to kind of stand out on Monday. You are the kind of person that does hear music that not everyone hears. You are on the beat of your own drum, in other words. I can't remember the saying that came to mind when I first started, but you're definitely being very assertive. You could be a female. You don't have to be. You're very attractive. You're well-liked, but you're unique. Let's just say that. So yeah, I can't think of the saying the Spirit said to me, but you make music to the beat of your own drum or something like that. That's what I want to say, okay? You're an individual. You're very well liked, though, and I see a pretty happy day for you on Monday. You're very confident as well. On Tuesday, I see a wish fulfillment here with the star card. So if you've been wishing for something to come into fruition, this is your sign that it is on the way. Major arcana with the star card here. So I definitely see a wish fulfillment coming in for you. So whatever you've been thinking about, wanting, wishing for, there is a sign that things are coming in, and there is a wish fulfillment that is coming in for you. On Wednesday, we have the Queen of Cups here in the reverse position. The Queen of Cups is basically telling me that you could be having some indecision about some type of direction you want to go. So there could be some indecision about something or someone on Wednesday. So you may need to make up your mind about something. It feels like somebody may be untrustworthy, or you're dealing with something that you're not quite sure you want to do because you're not sure you trust the situation, the person, whatever it is. Okay, so there's an indecision here. On Thursday, you need to be watching your finances as you may have overspent. So keep an eye on your accounts here. You may have been spending a little bit too much with the Six of Pentacles being reversed. So just watch your spending on a Thursday. On Friday, we have the Page of Cups in the reverse position as well. You could be possibly getting a message from somebody on Friday, or dealing with somebody that's a little bit of a lazy person, or this could be you. As I said, the overall energy is feeling like a loss of energy. You may just want to kind of chill out on Friday, kind of like thinking about yourself a little bit more on Friday and really just chilling out. This could also involve somebody of a younger nature that you're dealing with. There could be a message involved about this person being lazy, or just being insincere, or secretive, or something like that. But I almost feel like this is you because the overall energy is showing that you have low energy for the week. So on Friday, you may retreat a little bit, stay home, stay under the covers, have some soup, watch some movies, something like that, Aries. So that's the overall messages I have for you, Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. If you liked your reading, Aries, please give me a thumbs up. All right, Taurus. Let's see what the week has in store for you. Remember, these are one card readings, so I'm pulling out all information I'm getting off of one card. So angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the sign of Taurus for Monday through Friday, November 3rd through the 7th. Messages for Taurus for Monday, please, Spirit. We have the Chariot. Messages for Tuesday for Taurus, please. We have the King of Cups. Messages for Taurus for Wednesday. We have the Justice card. Messages for Taurus for Thursday, please, Spirit. We have the Six of Wands. And for Friday for Taurus, please. We have the Four of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we have the World card. Okay. So the overall energy for what you don't see, Taurus, for the week of November 3rd through the 7th, I'm seeing the World card here. So there is a completion of a cycle. There is some kind of ending or new beginning happening for you. So that's the overall feeling for the week. There could be something that's coming to an end as a chapter is closing, okay? So that's the overall feeling for the week for you, Taurus. Okay, so Monday we have the Chariot card. This is a fast-moving energy. You could be traveling on Monday. Somebody could be traveling towards you. The chariot is all about movement. So there could be some type of movement or some type of move that you could be making on Monday. Perhaps it has something to do with some kind of ending that you've been going through. But with the world card having an ending and then the chariot following here, you could be moving away from something that has ended. But you could also be just journeying to a new place. Those are just my animals playing, so just so you know. But you are venturing into an unknown place with the chariot. So perhaps there's been an ending and you don't know exactly where you're going now that something has ended, but there is a fast-moving energy here. We have the King of Cups here on Tuesday. It feels like you're going to be contemplating and going within to be guided intuitively about what you want to do next. There could be some meditation work that you do on Tuesday with the King of Cups being in the upright position. You could also be dealing with a water sign of some sort, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer on Tuesday with the King of Cups here. But I basically feel like you are really taking a leadership within your own life. So you're taking leadership into your own life, deciding on what you want to do, using your intuition and letting it guide you into the unknown here, as we were talking about with the chariot. On Wednesday, we have the Justice card in the reverse position. I feel like there's an imbalance that's going on with the Justice card being in the reverse position. This is Libra energy, so there could be some type of imbalance here. Perhaps I'm looking at the photograph here, and when she's upright, she is very smiley, very balanced. But when she sees her alter ego, she looks dark. She looks unhappy. She looks tired. So there's an imbalance here for you on Wednesday here on for Taurus. And it could be just that you're overwhelmed by all the changes that you may be going through on Wednesday. On Thursday, I feel like there is some type of delay with the Six of Wands being reversed. There's some type of delay before victory. You could be waiting on some type of decision, Taurus, on Thursday with the Six of Wands being reversed. But, or you're just feeling unfulfilled at this time because you're awaiting some type of future decision. And that may be why you're feeling a bit unbalanced on Wednesday as well. On Friday, it seems like you may be holding on to your finances a little bit more tightly. Perhaps you've been spending money now that you're moving into something new, and you've spent some of it, and now you're like, I need to hold on to the rest of my money. So being a little bit more miserly, not being very giving at this time, but holding on to what your assets are on Friday. Perhaps maybe you are in between paychecks or something like that, where you need to be a little bit more diligent about your spending and really watching that for Friday. So that's the messages I have for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, let's see what the week has in store for you. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important messages for the sign of Gemini, November 3rd through the 7th. Monday, we have the Ace of Swords. For Tuesday, for Gemini, please, we have the Two of Pentacles. For Wednesday, we have the Ace of Cups. For Thursday, for Gemini, please, We have the Death card, and on Friday for Gemini. And we have the Page of Cups. Back of the deck, the overall feeling for the week is the Two of Cups. Okay. So the overall feeling for the week for you, Gemini, is perhaps you may be going through some type of breakup or a broken relationship that has been, and then there's a Ten of Cups right behind it. It feels it with the Ten of Cups right behind it in the reverse. This could be a broken marriage, a broken household, a broken relationship with a child with that you, it could be a son or daughter that you have a broken relationship with. So take what resonates. But there is some type of broken relationship here or a loss. There could also be a death of some sort. It doesn't have to be, but there is a loss of a relationship here. With the Ten of Cups in the reverse position right behind it, it feels like it's within the family, family unit or home unit. There is some type of overwhelming loss throughout the week for you, Gemini. On Monday, we have the Ace of Swords here. This is all about logical thinking, really determined in order to get something off the ground that you're wanting to get off the ground, using mind over matter on Monday. You may be wanting to get something off the ground. It could be getting something off your chest about how you feel about this loss or this breakup or separation that you could be going through. But really standing in your power on Monday, thinking logically, really being determined about how you feel, what you want, what things are, etc. On Tuesday, there's a Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. You could be having a hard time making a decision on Tuesday. There feels like there's an imbalance here with the Two of Pentacles being reversed. Or just feeling imbalanced in life in general. And maybe it has something to do with this loss within this family unit. But you have a determination on Monday in order to speak your mind, know your mind, be logical, etc. But when it comes to Tuesday, you may be feeling a little bit like unable to put priorities in line. In other words, you may be feeling a little scatterbrained on Tuesday. So Monday, you go into the week with really logical determination. By Tuesday, you may be feeling a little off kilter. On Wednesday, there's the Ace of Cups here in the reverse position. I feel like you're not wanting some type of offer of love, or there is no offer of love at this time for you. Perhaps you're wanting to maybe reconcile with whatever this situation is within the family unit, where there could be a loss or a separation, and you are hopeful that there could be a gift of love or a reconciliation here, but I am not seeing that on Wednesday here with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups in the reverse position is just showing a loss of love, or just a stagnation. There's no movement forward either way. So there is, and that could be leaving you a little bit frustrated on Wednesday, as there's been no decision at this time, or there's just an unfortunate abrupt change in love. Come Thursday, we do have the Death card, so you are going through a transformation. This is a major ending, but with an ending, there comes a rebirth. So there could be, with this situation, with this home life situation, home, marriage, child, whatever, where there has been a loss of love or loss of life or something like that within a family unit, we have the Death card. Okay, so I don't want to put this out there, but there could have been something that happened within a family unit where there is a death and rebirth. So a transformation that you could be going through due to a loss. On Friday, we do have the Page of Cups here in the reverse position. I feel like you feel very tired on Friday. You have no energy. You may be being a little selfish and being lazy on Friday, perhaps because of everything that you've gone through, Gemini, throughout the week. It feels like your emotions have gone like this all week long. It feels like a lot of sadness that you could be going through, a lot of loss, a lot of transformation. And by Friday, it's exhausting you. So you may be feeling lazy. You could also be dealing with a lazy person on Friday. That's the messages I have for you, Gemini. If you like it, then please give me a thumbs up. Let's move on to Cancer. All right, Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's see what your week has in store for you for November 3rd through the 7th. Please, Spirit, for the sign of Cancer. Angels, guides, ancestors, for Monday for Cancer, please. Monday for Cancer. We have the Eight of Swords. Tuesday for Cancer, please. We have the Page of Pentacles. Wednesday for Cancer, please. We have the Fool card in the reverse position. For Thursday for Cancer. We have the Seven of Cups, and for Friday for Cancer. And we have that Page of Cups again. Everybody's feeling really tired and lazy on Friday. It's kind of funny. Okay, so Cancer. The overall feeling for the week is the Knight of Wands here. I feel like, it's kind of like a very happy card for me when I'm looking at it. I do see there's a horse. You could be traveling towards somebody for the overall feeling for the week, Cancer. So there could be travel on your agenda. It seems like you're very happy about this with the Knight of Wands here. It feels like you could be traveling towards somebody or something that is making you very happy this week. With the Knight of Wands being upright, this could be a sudden journey. Maybe you're not planning on it, but it feels like you could be traveling towards something. It could be an impulsive behavior as well, where you've just made up your mind and I'm going to go. And that's the overall feeling. On Monday, you may be feeling a little bit trapped within a situation on Monday. Perhaps it's a job and maybe you're not able to get away so quickly. So you're feeling a little trapped by something or someone. Feeling bound to something like a job or people or a situation. But this isn't an internal feeling. It's not a truthful feeling. It's an internal feeling that you feel that you could be trapped within a situation, a marriage, a relationship, a job. Something is making you feel trapped inside on Monday. And again, I'm hearing the song Manic Monday. So feeling maybe like trapped within your weekly kind of tasks feeling is what I'm feeling for you, Cancer. On Tuesday, we have the Page of Pentacles here. The Page of Pentacles in the upright position makes me feel like you could be getting a message perhaps about some type of money that could be coming in for you. It doesn't have to be. But this is generally a younger type of energy with the Page of Pentacles here. And really using your young-mindedness to be inventive in order to make money. So you could be using your creative skills in order to try to manifest more financial into your life. You could also be getting a message about how to do this. But this is you using your inventive mind, using that youthful part of yourself in order to create more abundance in your life. On Wednesday, we have the Fool card in the reverse position. I feel like with the Fool being reversed, you may feel uncertain about maybe taking a step towards something that you're wanting to build abundance with, or using your creative mind that way. So you're hesitant about perhaps maybe doing that. So with the Fool card being in the reverse position, there's a failure in order for you to seize the moment. And that could be about traveling. Perhaps you have this opportunity, you're wanting to go on this trip. It's not planned. And then you feel, when you think about that overall feeling for the week, you're feeling trapped that you're unable to do so, maybe because you don't have the money to do so. And then there's a failure for you to go on this opportunity because you're all in your head about your finances, or feeling trapped by the amount of money that you don't have, or something like that. So take what resonates here. Or just being unsure about actually going. You could be feeling that way on Wednesday as well, with the Fool card being reversed. On Thursday, I see you daydreaming perhaps about this trip, perhaps about wanting to get away, and maybe trying to figure out how it is that you can do that by using your imagination, using your creative skills in order to help manifest the finances that you need in order to maybe do this trip, okay? You're still feeling trapped on Monday here. By Friday, you're kind of exhausted by thinking about, how can I do this? How can I go on this trip? How can I have this fun? How can I go do this? Perhaps you were invited by another person and they really want you to go, and you want to go, but you're not sure how to do it and how to get the finances to do it. You're feeling trapped. By Thursday, you're really using your imagination on how you can manifest this. And by Friday, you're just exhausted. So you're kind of being selfish, and you're like, I'm going to hermit for a while. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to rest. I'm going to be lazy on a Friday. So that's the messages that I have for you, Cancer, for the week. Let's move on to Leo. I don't think I've missed anybody in early signs. I always mess up the early signs. Oh, I don't think I've gotten Virgo. Let's do Virgo next. Yeah, let's do Virgo. Yeah, let's do Virgo first, and then we'll come back to Leo. All right, Virgo. Let's see what we got for the week for you. All right, Virgo. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important messages for the sign of Virgo for November 3rd through the 7th, please. For Monday, we have the Knight of Wands. For Tuesday, for Virgo, please. Three of Cups. And again, Virgo, you could be going on some type of trip with Cancer, or wanting to go on a trip with Cancer, as I just pulled that Knight of Wands here. So that's funny. For Wednesday, for Virgo, please. We have the Knight of Swords. For Virgo, for Thursday, please. We'll take the top one. We have the Eight of Wands. And for Friday, for Virgo, please. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. Back of the deck, we have the World card in the reverse position. So the overall energy for you, Virgo, for the week is the World card in the reverse position. I feel like you have some unfinished business to do for something to come to a completion or a close. But there is some type of unfinished business before that happens for the overall week. So Virgo, you could be finishing up some type of business a situation, closing on a home, something like that. It could be anything. But there's unfinished business before something has come to a completion. That's the overall feeling. On Monday, you could be doing a spontaneous travel on Monday towards something. It looks like you're happy about it. This could be an impromptu travel situation. You could be traveling with Cancer, or wanting to travel with Cancer, as we just talked about that. Okay. Or just wanting to get away. Okay, this is, you're having an impulsive behavior in order to want to get away from a situation. And perhaps you're unable to because there's some type of unfinished business yet for you to take care of before you can do this impulsive journey. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse position here. There is some type of delay I'm seeing with the Three of Cups being reversed. Perhaps there's a delay in getting together with others or a collaboration. You may also, this is a card of illness as well. So perhaps you're wanting to have an impulsive journey, wanting to get away on Monday, and then you come down with an illness. This could be unexpected. You may not feel well on Tuesday, but also I just feel like there's some type of delay in a collaboration as well on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have the Knight of Swords here. It seems like you are not running towards something. You're staying back. You're deciding not to be the hero in something. You are deciding that you're not going to get yourself involved in some type of situation on Wednesday with the Knight of Swords being reversed. So there could be some type of chaos that's going on, and you've just decided that you're not going to get involved on Wednesday. Is what I'm feeling with you on, you could be dealing with somebody that's a type of bully or some type of situation that's going on where there's a conflict of some sort, and you've decided not to get involved on Wednesday, Virgo. On Thursday, we have the Eight of Wands here in the reverse position. There could be some type of domestic situation here where you may have some conflict as well. Perhaps that it might have something to do with Wednesday's situation where you didn't want to get involved in it. It doesn't have to be, but there could be some type of I'm also hearing that you could be jealous of some sort, maybe of somebody that's gone on some type of trip that you wanted to go on, but perhaps you weren't able to go on because you got ill. Doesn't have to be that way with the Eight of Wands here. We're just feeling kind of like stagnant within your life at this time, probably because there's unfinished business here, okay? So feeling like you're not able to move forward, probably because of the unfinished business. That's what you're feeling on Thursday. On Friday, I do see the Two of Pentacles. I feel like there's more of a balance in your energy on Friday with the Two of Pentacles being upright. I feel like you come out of this feeling and you feel more balanced and more harmonious within your situation. So it's almost like you kind of went like this through the week and you come back up by Friday. Perhaps the balance is that the unfinished business will come to a close. And by Friday, you are feeling more balanced in life. You could be also handling multiple situations on Friday as well, Virgo. That is the messages I have for you, Virgo. Let's move on to Leo. If you like my messages, please give me a thumbs up. All right, Leo, let's see what we got in store for you. For the week of November 3rd through the 7th, for Leo, please, Spirit, Angels, Guides, Ancestors, most important message for Monday, please. Most important message for the sign of Leo. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Most important message for Tuesday for Leo. We have the Three of Swords. Most important message for the sign of Leo for Wednesday. We have the Queen of Wands. The reverse position. Messages for Thursday for Leo, please. We have the Seven of Swords. Most important message for the sign of Leo on Friday, please, Spirit. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. And we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse position for the overall feeling for the week for what you don't see. So I'm not going to lie, Leo, it's going to be a little bit of a rough week for you. The overall feeling is the Eight of Swords in the reverse position in the shadow here. It feels like you are coming out of a situation where you felt trapped, and you're seeing that you are no longer trapped. It was an illusion. So you could be leaving a situation. There could be a breakup. There could be a loss. There could be a divorce. There could be a separation, but you are no longer feeling bound to a situation. This could also be a job. It could be anything where you felt trapped, stuck, blinded, bound by a situation, but you're really seeing the truth of the situation now. You're seeing that it was just an illusion, that it was internal, that you no longer are feeling that way, that you are your own person, that you are not trapped by anything or anyone. You are free. You are a free entity within this universe with the Eight of Swords here being reversed. On Monday, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright position. This just makes me feel like, this is a work day for you. You could be really taking care of multiple tasks on Monday with the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like, this is like a back to work card. Really putting all your ducks in a row with the Eight of Pentacles. You're really paying attention to detail, making sure things are done, making sure T's are crossed and I's are dotted, things like that. You could really be looking at things with a microscope. You could be really looking at the fine detail of everything. And really taking pride in your work is what I'm feeling here. For some of you that are spiritual and mystic, you could also be doing some rituals as well, as I'm seeing here within the card. So really being attentive about your manifestation, maybe looking at the moon cycles as well. So that could also be related to this card. On Tuesday, I definitely see a loss or a heartbreak. It feels like that's the overall energy that I'm feeling for the week, is a lot of loss and heartache that you could be going through on Tuesday. This could be a loss of a job, a loss of a loved one, a loss of something that causes you great pain, though. Something that really hurts you internally at the soul core. And I feel like you're going to be going through that on Tuesday. And I feel like this has something to do with what you felt trapped in before. So perhaps, this is the overall feeling for the week. You're determined to do something on Monday and really just kind of focus on something else. But by Tuesday, you're going to be feeling that pain of the loss. On Wednesday, we have the Queen of Wands that's in the reverse position. With the Queen being reversed, you could have found out that somebody was unfaithful to you. Doesn't have to be, but that may be why there was a loss here. There could be an infidelity with the Queen of Wands being reversed, but it also could just mean conflict. So this could be transpiring into the next day where you're having conflict with somebody due to some type of loss or heartache on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have the Seven of Swords here. It feels like you could be like deciding to just, protect yourself and get away from somebody. Yeah, I really feel like you may be just doing this incognito. You could be doing this in the middle of the night. You could just decide to go, take your belongings with you, protect yourself, and, escape from a bad situation with the Seven of Swords here. If you are in some type of domestic situation where there is physical, I would definitely suggest you to walk away. So I'm picking that up just a little bit here. I feel like it's more of an argumentative energy here with the Queen of Wands here, but it feels like with the Seven of Swords, you may just decide, I'm going to get up and go. This is a very heavy energy that I'm feeling for you for the week, Leo, as I was feeling it from the get-go here. But yeah, you're going to try to attempt to leave this situation. It may not work in your favor, but you're going to try to leave. I think by Friday, you're going to, with the Queen of Swords here, you're going to be contemplating your next move. You're really going to be taking a stand for what it is that you want with the Queen of Swords here. You may be feeling like you're carrying a burden. You may be feeling pretty sad about what you've gone through, but you're determined to really think about what it is that you want in your life here. You're not ready to make the move just yet, but you're contemplating your next move. This is all about really sitting in the sadness of what has happened here. Really realizing that, you're on your own here. You have to make the decisions for yourself. You're not ready to get up just yet here, but you are thinking about what you want in your life and what is important to you. I feel like with Thursday, there is an attempt to leave a situation and protect yourself. It could be just in the mind, but you're thinking about that. But you could have also left on Thursday and protected yourself, and now you're away from the situation and you're contemplating your next move. You may be feeling pretty sad, insecure, things like that, but you're standing in your power and you're going to be really thinking about what it is that you want next. Okay, let's move on to Libra. I hope you enjoyed the message, Leo. Please give me a thumbs up. All right, let's see what Libra's week looks like. A little heavy for you there, Leo. But let's see what Libra has in store. All right, Libra, what is the messages for Libra for the week of November 3rd through the 7th, please, Spirit? For Monday for Libra. We have the Four of Swords. For Tuesday, we have the World card. For Wednesday, please, Spirit. We have the Ten of Cups. For Thursday, for Libra, please. We have the Seven of Wands. For Friday, for Libra, please. We have the Six of Cups, and the back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the overall feeling for the week is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position. I feel like with the page being reversed, you could be a little bit closed-minded when it comes to new opportunity, Libra, for the week, or just being closed-minded about anything that changes up anything in your life. You may be a little bit of a rebellious kind of person and only like things the way that you like them. So that's the overall energy for the week, Libra. It's not a bad thing, but it's showing that you're not open-minded to change. On Monday, I feel like you really need some rest. It may be a day off for you. Your Monday may be a day off, and it seems like you're needing to retreat and rest. It could be after heartache. It could be just really wanting to, you could be nesting as well. So some of you that may be pregnant, you could be nesting and really making your environment or your home comfortable for you because of some type of tie to love, which could be the love of a child. It doesn't have to be, but I'm definitely seeing that you're needing some rest here. Relaxation, rest, retreat, etc., away from social gatherings, really needing some time to yourself on Monday. On Tuesday, we have the World card. So something has come to a completion or end. This could be anything. This could be a job. It could be some project that has finally come to completion here that you wanted to get off the ground. She's standing here happy that this is now over. So something is coming to a completion here with the World card, major arcana for you. So, and it seems like you've worked hard for this victory, and you're standing happy. You're glad things have come to a close, and it's time for you to move on to something new. So after the World card, last card, you come back to the Fool card. So back to the 0. So there's a completion of this Fool's journey, and now you're back to the beginning. So we're glad that this is now over. On Wednesday, we do have the 10 of Cups here. This is kind of a sad card here, as there could be some type of family problems or strife or a relationship within a marriage, or a disruption of something within your normal routine on Wednesday. So something could interrupt your normal routine within a home environment, family environment, etc. On Thursday, we have the 7 of Wands here for you, Libra. With the 7 of Wands being reversed, there is some type of loss here, and it could have something to do with the family. It doesn't have to be, but there is some type of loss that has happened here with the 7 of Wands being reversed. This could also just be your doubt within your ability to manifest something else that's new. Perhaps something came to a completion or close you're very happy about, and then come Thursday, you're thinking to yourself, how can I do this again? How can I manifest and do something different again? You may be having doubt in your own ability to move forward into something new. And again, I am seeing some type of loss here or change within a family dynamic, and there could be some type of loss that's associated with that on Wednesday and Thursday. Come Friday, I'm definitely seeing like a new beginning for you with the 6 of Cups in the reverse position. It feels like there's a future event or upcoming situation to look forward to on Friday. So you may learn of some type of new situation or upcoming situation that is going to bring in heart fulfillment for you on Friday. So that's the messages that I have for you, Libra, for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let's move on to Scorpio. I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. All right, Scorpio. Let's shuffle. Okay, take a drink of my coffee. All right, Scorpio. Angels, guides, ancestors. Most important message for the sign of Scorpio for the week of November 3rd through the 7th. Messages for Monday for Scorpio, please. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Messages for Scorpio on Tuesday, please, Spirit. We have the Ace of Swords. Messages for Scorpio on Wednesday. We have the 7 of Cups. Messages for Scorpio on Thursday. We have the 5 of Wands. And messages for Scorpio on Friday, please. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And then the back of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups in the reverse position. So overall here, Scorpio, it looks like it's not that big of a deal of a week. It's kind of like just looking at the cards. It's kind of like your typical normal work week is what it looks like. But let's dive into each individual day. The overall feeling for the week here, you have the 6 of Cups in the reverse position. There's an upcoming situation or something that's going to be coming up for you that is going to be heart fulfilling for you and on an emotional level. So there is an upcoming situation this week as an overall feeling or event that is happening. And there could be something that you know about. There is an upcoming situation or event. It could be a wedding. It could be a graduation. It could be anything. It could be travel plans. It could be anything. There's an upcoming situation. It seems like it's very heart-centered with it being a cup card. But there's an upcoming situation for you for the week. On Monday, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position here. With the Queen being reversed, you may need to look at your finances just a little bit here. You could be dependent on other people's money at this time because, you know, a monetary loss or something of that that situation, or you could be dealing with somebody that's untrustworthy when it comes to your finances or your material gains. On Tuesday, you're very determined and thinking logical about and determination about what it is that you want. Within the this is a logical mind determination, etc. So you could be feeling very determined and logical in your mind on Tuesday about perhaps manifesting what it is that you're wanting or connecting to the divine. On Wednesday, you have the Seven of Cups in the reverse position. You could be seeing the reality of a situation on Wednesday. It feels like with the Cup card, you could be seeing the reality of a situation in a relationship or a love interest or something of heart center. You could be seeing the reality of something. That somebody that holds something dear within your heart, you're seeing the reality of what is going on in a situation. Come Thursday, there could be some type of conflict with the Five of Wands within a situation, so keep that in mind. You could be dealing with some type of conflict. And it could be having to do with seeing the reality of a situation on Wednesday, seeing the reality of what somebody is doing at a heart center on Wednesday, and then having conflict with that situation on Thursday. Come Friday, it feels like you're back to a collaboration with others. You could be working artistically with others to create something that you're wanting to create. Getting together with others, it seems like a good time. It feels like you're all working well together in order to produce or put things together that you're wanting to create. So overall, it seems like, it's a pretty normal work week for the most part, or whatever your normal week. It seems like, there's a few things that are going to go on for you, Scorpio, but it seems like it's pretty chill week for the most part. There is a little bit of arguments that are going to go on or conflict on Thursday, and you could be seeing the reality of some type of situation, but it seems like you're a very determined and logical person. So let's move on to Sagittarius. I hope you liked the reading there, Scorpio. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for the week of November 3rd through the 7th. Messages for Monday, please, for Sagittarius. Ace of Pentacles. Messages for Sagittarius for Tuesday, please. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Messages for Sagittarius for Wednesday. We have the Two of Cups. Messages for Sagittarius for Thursday, please. We have the Five of Pentacles. Messages for Sagittarius for Friday, please. And we have the World card. The back of the deck, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse position. So the overall energy for the week, Sagittarius, is the Three of Cups in the reverse position. When the Three of Cups is in the reverse position, it makes me feel like there could be a stall in something getting off the ground, or just not being very happy with everything in life at this point. So the overall feeling for you, Sagittarius, is kind of feeling like you've lost life's pleasure. Okay. And I am looking at all the pentacles within the, so you have three of them. You have Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles here. It feels like you're so focused on making money or material things or feeding the ego that you've really lost that love and feeling. That's what it feels like. You have lost the simple pleasures in life, smelling the flowers, walking out in nature, things like that. You really lost that love and feeling. That's what it feels like for the overall week for you, Sagittarius. On Monday, we have the Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse position. Again, you could be making some pretty dang good money, but despite making all this money, you're just not happy. It's like you can't buy happiness is what this card feels like. And that was the overall feeling here. Like you've lost the pleasures of life. You could be making a good amount of money. You could be working hard, etc., but you're not happy. On Tuesday, we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, or I'm sorry, in the upright position. The Knight of Pentacles is basically, being persistent, really living by ritual, going to work, coming home, going to bed, getting up, going to work, coming home, going to bed. This is that ritual. And this is why you're losing life's pleasures. Okay, you're losing that feeling inside your heart, mind, body, soul that you need to connect with others, that you need to really understand what life is about. It's not about, gaining more and more money, because that's not what brings happiness, okay? And you're just in that methodical way on Tuesday, work, home, bed, work, home, bed, it's just ridiculous. So that's what you're feeling for the week, Sagittarius. On Wednesday, though, there is a coming together of two people here. This could be a new love interest. This could be somebody that's reached out to you that makes you feel good inside. This could be a friendship. This could be, kind of waking you up from feeling like this with the Two of Cups. This could be a new relationship. This could be somebody that you meet on Wednesday. Take it as it resonates. This is just a coming together with another person and really feeling the connection between the two of you. So maybe you have a date on Wednesday. Perhaps you decide, like, I've had enough. I really am sick and tired of working all the time, and I really need to connect with somebody. So perhaps maybe you have a date on Wednesday. It could be something like that, or just meeting with maybe a family member and having dinner, and really connecting to somebody else, coming together with somebody else on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse position. I feel like you're really seeing the key now to your happiness. You may have felt like you were out in the cold before, but you've realized now that the happiness is within you. The key is within you in order to bring you the abundance that you need. And I feel like after meeting with this person on Wednesday, you're really seeing that where the riches of life are. They are within love. They are within connection. They are within meeting other people. It's not within the materialistic things that you have been striving for. And I really see with the Five of Pentacles being reversed here that you are really seeing that where the true abundance lies. It lies within love. Love for one another, connection, etc. So with the Five of Pentacles being reversed, you're seeing a new outlook. You could also be getting a new job that gives you more of a balanced life. So you could have decided that enough is enough and get a new job as well on Thursday. There could be a new employment, something like that, but you have a better outlook on things now. By Friday, I do see a completion or a close of a cycle here. It feels like you're feeling a lot better. This could be the end of the job that was kind of pulling you to feel like this overall feeling like this is life, and I'm just going to get up every day. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to get up and go to work, and then come home and go to bed, etc. And I feel like something changes in you on Wednesday. Perhaps meeting with this other person has really given you light to seeing things in a new perspective Thursday, and then closing out this energy on Friday. So that's the messages I have for you, Sagittarius. Let's move on to Capricorn. If you liked my reading, Sagittarius, please give me a thumbs up. Let's move on and see what's in store for Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the sign of Capricorn. November 3rd through the 7th for Monday, please. Messages for Monday for Capricorn. We have the Ace of Swords. Messages for Capricorn for Tuesday, please. We have the Nine of Swords. Messages for Capricorn on Wednesday, please. We have the Four of Wands. Messages for Capricorn on Thursday, please. We have the Two of Pentacles. Messages for Capricorn on Friday, please. Well, that's good because the whole week looks awful for you, Capricorn. But come Friday, it looks like you're feeling a lot better, as that's the happiest card in the deck. But let's talk. So the World card is here in the shadow for the overall week. The World card is showing that something is coming to an end, okay? Something in your life has come to an end. Something has come to a completion. Something is completely over. That's the overall energy for the week, okay? Whether it's a marriage, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a job, whether it's something has come to a completion. So Monday, you've got the Ace of Swords here. I feel like you're not thinking logical. You're not really using your intuitive skills. You're not being determined to move on. You are all up in your head here. It's almost like the Moon card with the Ace of Swords being reversed here. You're not really thinking logical. You could be kind of scatterbrained in a way with the Ace of Swords being reversed. You're all up in your feels instead of thinking logical, okay? And it could be because of pain. It could be because you're just not thinking straight. But there could be some type of destructive behavior that you could be showing on Monday. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physically destructive. It could be just mentally destructive, like putting yourself down, things like that on Monday. Come Tuesday, I have the Nine of Swords here in the upright position. I definitely feel like, there's a lot of sorrow here. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of anxiety that's going on, perhaps because of this ending that has taken place. You may feel like a lot of despair and a lot of worry about your future. And, that's why you're just not thinking logically on Monday. You're really all up in your head here. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, etc. that's going on for you, Capricorn. On Wednesday, I do have the Four of Wands in the reverse position. This could be an end of a marriage. Not for everyone, but there's an ending here with the Four of Wands being reversed. This could be a divorce. This could just be an unstable partnership as well, or an insecure home life that you've been dealing with. This is what's giving you anxiety. Come Thursday, you have the Two of Pentacles here. It's all about a balancing act, how to juggle multiple situations, how to decide and make a decision about one way or another, something like that. So you're really going to be getting back. So it seems like you're kind of out of your mind here, full of worry and anxiety because of some type of ending of a situation. By Thursday, you start to become more logical again. You really have to make some decisions here. You have to think about a balance here. You could be having to balance multiple situations, but you're really thinking about how you're going to be doing that and how to maintain balance within your heart, mind, and soul. Come Friday, I feel like this is the happiest card in the deck. Friday, you're going to feel the release of this, and I feel like it's coming out of you. You're giving it to the source. You've decided, I'm giving it to source. I'm giving it to God. I'm giving it to the divine, and carry me through. And by releasing that feeling, you are releasing that bondage to anxiety, depression, etc., and releasing it and giving it to the divine. And therefore, you feel very, very, very happy. This is the happiest card in the deck. You've decided that this no longer serves you. This is ending, and you are free. This is freedom. This is peace. This is happiness. And that's all you need to do to get through the week here. So keep that in mind here, Capricorn, as you start your week. It may be very difficult, but you come Friday, you're going to be feeling a lot better because you're going to release it and give it to the divine. Let's move on to Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed the message, Capricorn. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Let's see what's in store for Aquarius. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the sign of Aquarius for November 3rd through the 7th. Messages for Monday for Aquarius, please. We have the Moon card. Messages for Aquarius for Tuesday, please. We have the Four of Cups. Messages for Aquarius on Wednesday, please. We have the Death card. Messages for Aquarius for Thursday. We have the King of Wands. And messages for Aquarius on Friday, please. We have the Magician. And the back of the deck, we have the Fool card. My goodness, you have a lot of major arcana here. Okay, so with the Fool card being the overall energy for the week for you, Aquarius, you're definitely starting off on a new foot, okay? You don't necessarily know where you're going. That's the overall energy for the week. But the Fool card is all about beginnings, okay? It's all about not knowing what the future holds, not even paying attention to where you're going. You don't know if you're going to walk right off the cliff. You don't even know what's going on here. But you're trusting the universe and you're on your Fool's journey. I do have the High Priestess, another major arcana, and the Sun card right behind it here. You're definitely very happy at this time as you are starting this new journey. You're using your intuition as you are guided to move towards your new beginning. On Monday, you could be all up in your head here. This is all about subconscious energy here with the Moon. You share this with Pisces and Cancer, this Moon card. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or Cancer, but it's all about the subconscious. So really connecting to that soul vibration within you. I feel like you're going to be doing that on Monday. You could also be disillusioned as well, as the Moon card can cause more of a disillusioned or brainwashing, or you could be thinking about dark influences on that day. But again, this is all about subconscious control. So really think about this is Spirit saying to you, really consider your thoughts, because what you think is what you manifest. So be very careful about what you're thinking about on Monday. On Tuesday, I definitely see a boredom within you with the Four of Cups here. It feels like even though 3 of your cups are spilled here, you're not looking at the 1 cup that is still full for you. You may have gone through some situation where it may have taken 3 times or something like that, or things that didn't work out. And you're just kind of feeling very bored with life at this time, with the Four of Cups being upright. You could just be disappointed in life as well, or how things just didn't work out with maybe 3 individuals or something like that, or 3 times or 3 months or something like that. But somebody is offering you a cup here and you're not even looking at it. So keep that in mind. You're very bored with life and the way things have been, but you don't even realize that somebody's offering you some type of love here. On Wednesday, I do see the Death card / rebirth card. So it doesn't necessarily mean death itself. This is a transformation that you're going to be going through here, Aquarius, where you're going to be transformed into new life. And that's really what the Fool card is. It's a new beginning. Okay, so something is ending here. Something is transforming within you, and you are starting a new beginning, a new life, etc. The King of Wands is here for Thursday in the reverse position. With the King of Wands being reversed, this is telling me that, you could be dealing with somebody that has no compassion, somebody of a rough-natured person. They could be a Leo, doesn't have to be. This could be somebody that you co-parent with, but somebody with a rough nature, somebody that does not have a lot of empathy or compassion towards you. You could be dealing with on Thursday. Perhaps this is one of your exes that you needed to close this out and move on. And then we have the Magician in the reverse position for Friday. Again, I feel like you're having trouble manifesting what it is that you want because of your lack of imagination, because you have the Moon card here. So you have to consider what you're thinking. So this is your one chance before tomorrow begins for you, Aquarius, to really change your mindset so that you can change the outcome here to what you're manifesting. You really need to consider what's in your mind here, because what you think is what you are manifesting. And by Friday, you're not going to be getting what you're wanting because you're all up in your head and manifesting what it is that you don't want because you're thinking about it way too much. So there's a lack of imagination here and skill in order to manifest because you're all up in your head. So keep that in mind. Let's move on to Pisces for final reading. I hope you enjoyed that, Aquarius. Let's see what Pisces has in store for the week. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the sign of Pisces for the week of November 3rd through the 7th, please. Angels, guides, ancestors. We have the Nine of Swords. Message for Tuesday for Pisces, please. We have the Hermit card. Message for Pisces for Wednesday, please. We have the Five of Pentacles. Message for Pisces for Thursday, please. We have the Star card and message for Pisces on Friday. We have the Five of Cups. Okay, back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So this is your energy here, Pisces, with the High Priestess here. It's all about using your intuition, following your intuition in order to remain connected to the divine is what I'm feeling here. So that's the overall energy for the week here. So that's a good energy to have. But it seems like on Monday here, Pisces, you have the Nine of Swords here. You could have some anxiety or worry about a situation here. It may have something to do with money, as I see the Five of Pentacles here on Wednesday. But you could be up in your head about perhaps worry and anxiety about some situation here. And it could be tied to money. Perhaps you're wondering how you're going to pay the bills, etc. Or just worry overall about your life, what direction you're going in. I feel like Pisces has gone through a lot over this last year, and it may come to a head on Monday. You may be just not feeling well. There could be some despair or anxiety about what life is going to be bringing. On Tuesday, we have the Hermit card. This is your energy, Pisces, as well. I feel like you're needing to retreat to really, perhaps do some meditation work, step away from the crowd a little bit on Tuesday, really gather yourself in order to manifest what it is that you're wanting in your life here, or really thinking about what it is that you want in your life, because you have so much anxiety and fear on Monday. You really need to take the time to really figure out what it is that you're wanting. You're needing some time alone on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I feel like you could be worried about your finances, feeling like you're being left out in the cold on Wednesday. You could be really fearful about how you're going to get through. And I feel like that's tied to Monday's also worry and anxiety here. So you could be worrying about how to move forward, perhaps on your own financially. But what you don't see is the key is right beside you in order to unlock the door to your abundance. All you have to do is look up and see that the key is right there in order to unlock the door for your abundance here. But you could be all in your head here on Wednesday, feeling very worried about your finances or feeling like, being left out in the cold here. By Thursday, I definitely feel like a wish fulfillment is coming in for you. So perhaps it's tied to maybe money that you've been waiting on in order to pay your bills or whatever it is. But there is a wish fulfillment that's coming in. Perhaps you win the lottery. I don't even know. But there's some type of wish fulfillment that comes in on Thursday that makes you feel a lot better. And then come Friday, we have the 5 of Cups in the reverse position. Friday feels good as far as perhaps a return of an old friend. This could be a new relationship that you go into. I feel like it's I feel like it's unrelated to what you go through most of the week. Friday, it's like Thursday, you finally have a wish fulfillment come in, and then something new comes in for you on Friday. And it feels like it could be a new relationship, a new offer of love, a return of an old friend. Something like that is going to happen for you on Friday, Pisces. So that's the messages that I have for the collective, for all signs, for the week of November 3rd through the 7th. I hope you enjoyed the messages. Again, I will link each individual sign in the comment section so you can go right to the timestamp. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please be kind and compassionate to one another. I will continue to do these readings as long as you like them. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Please be kind and compassionate to one another. Namaste.